Hello, fellow alchemists. Welcome back. As always, we're crazy busy over here, but again, we're still back to doing Elixir projects. If you haven't need any help with anything Elixir, Rust, or Flutter, go ahead and hit us up. Go to www.plangora.com and just let us know. Anyways, back to the show. What I wanted to actually teach you guys today was a interesting new command. So all I have over here is just a simple project I've been working with for the past couple of videos. I just ran mix release init in here to get my initial release files. Now, I found a new task. I don't know when it was created, but I just found it out today. And if you guys already know about it, I hope you guys are using it. Otherwise, I may be using this in my upcoming projects just because of what it does for me. So what I notice is if I go to mix help phx.gen.release, so this is different than mix release. This is mix phx.gen.release. What this will actually do for you, which is really, really interesting, is it provides you some really interesting stuff, right? So you're going to get this release.ex file, which actually I've created before for a different project, and I just basically copy and paste. So this is kind of nice that I can just generate one. And also these bin migrate to actually run migrations, which gets done using this release. And actually run the server, which, it could be useful, but to me, I could just run just the server by itself. And then finally, you can also get a Dockerfile, which I think is also quite interesting. So I do also have a very simple Dockerfile that I use and just copy, paste, change, and I'm done. Anyways, I'm just going to actually run this command and kind of show you guys what I'm talking about over here. So if you run mix phx gen release, and if you want the Dockerfile, you have to include -- docker. And this is going to generate two files when you do that. The .docker ignore. So if you guys have worked with Docker before, this basically just ignores some files for you, these kind of things, the crash dump, build folder, etc. And finally, the Docker file itself. And there's lots of comments in here, which is really, really great, right? And so this one is actually not based off of Alpine, which is quite interesting. It's based off of Debian. They say it's to solve some DNS resolution issues. I'm not aware of these, but if you guys know about this, go ahead and leave a comment down below. And finally, this thing basically has two containers. So there's a builder image, which is using Elixir one, and then just a basic slim image, which is just going to run your release. Because when you build your release, it's basically self-contained with the VM, all that kind of stuff. You can just run it. So that's very, very good. And the other thing I noticed too, which is of course very good and very important, is that they definitely include the C++ library. So you're going to get that. You're going to get the benefits of I forgot what that's called, but the JIT, the just-in-time compilation. So this is actually perfect. I want to try this out. I have not used this because I just found this out now, but I may use this in an upcoming project and see how it goes. And let me know if you guys ever used this yet. Otherwise, to kind of go back into here, let's go back to the lib folder first, right? This is going to help make a little bit more sense. So when I go over here, this is release. And this is actually perfect, right? Because this is actually what you need in basically every single project. You're going to need some kind of way to run your database migrations. And I have a different one that's very similar to this, obviously, but definitely different. I think mine is based off of either maybe Bitwalkers, or it could be based off of in the Ecto docs, they have another sample one. But in any case, this is basically simple, right? So you have your app. You want to make sure you actually load your app. Fetch your Ecto repos, which automatically gets set for you from basically every single upcoming one. Ecto repos should be a list of your repositories because you have more than one. And of course, you have the migrate command, which of course will load the app, basically turn on everything that you need, run through every single repo that you have, and actually migrate your repository all the way up. And they also have a nice rollback too. You can roll back to a specific version if you so please, which I've never done before, but maybe you have. So they do have that one. Now, if we go back over here, right? So these files over here were created by default, but these overlays are the new ones, right? So you're going to get a .bat for Windows, and you're also going to get these ones for basically Unix-like systems. And so over here, you're going to get the directory name, this kind of stuff, and this is going to run your migration command. So this is basically using the eval command that's basically built out of the box. So that's pretty cool. And then finally, you're going to get the server one. Now, the server one is quite interesting because by default, you're going to have this phx server set to true in order to actually start your application. And so this one must be done at runtime, which I'm guessing, or maybe the new ones do this. So yeah, so at runtime, if you have a release, then start up the server, which is quite important. So this is pretty cool. But in any case, you can see over here from these ones over here, when this does get created, if we go back to, so we have the server one, right? If you go back to the Dockerfile, this is actually using that at the very bottom when you run it. You want to be able to turn on the server using that simple command. And so with that, I mean, this is pretty cool. Again, I just found out about this. I'm sorry, I never knew about this before. Maybe I missed it somewhere in a release note somewhere. But this is pretty cool. Again, I may use this, I may not. If you guys used it before, why don't you go ahead and comment down below and let us know. And thank you for subscribing. Otherwise, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks. Bye.